are we in for something that's monumental? I don't know, history in the making with She-Hulk post-credit scene, or are we going to be talking about the Rings of Power? Which one is worth your time and money? We're going to discuss that. Welcome back, folks. My name is Tom. I am your host. Welcome back to Movie Nerds. Just get it out of the way, please. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment some of the stuff that we talk about. We do like to hear from you because we do like to debate as well as trying to see whose opinion is better, because that's always the best, I guess, when we're competing. But today I do have a special guest. Aubrey and Jen is back. Hi, guys.
Hello.
What's up?
Okay, let's get into it. Thank you for dressing up, by the way.
We always do.
We're missing Dave today. He can't make it. He has something going on. I don't know, church stuff, I guess, maybe. But but we'll catch him in the next review. Today we're gonna review two shows. The first one's gonna be really quick, which is She-Hulk episode 3, and then we're gonna get into the Rings of Power. And luckily, Amazon was very smart to release 2 episodes. That's not we'll talk about it more, but let's get to it. She-Hulk episode 3. In this one, we get the trial of the Abomination. Different witnesses comes through to defend him, to testify for him. There are things in there that kind of gives you an idea that he's in a righteous path in life, that he can control his anger as well, just like our Hulk and She-Hulk. And so then that's it. That's the crux of the whole entire episode. Aubrey, let me guess. Jared, you didn't watch it.
Nah.
Okay. We're going to be hearing from Aubrey Aubrey, what is your impression of the 3rd episode?
It was fine. What? It's so hard to say. I don't hate this show.
Okay.
I don't hate it. They're quick episodes to watch, so it's not like I'm spending a lot of time on them.
Good point.
So, and that was a big complaint of mine in the first episode. But now that we're into the 3rd episode, I'm happy that it's like that, because I do still continue to feel like this is a fluff piece. Like this is not supposed to be taken. This is no WandaVision.
No.
It's not something that we need to continue a storyline. They're literally simply introducing She-Hulk and her character. Now, maybe, we've still got probably 4 or 5 more episodes where they're gonna, maybe they'll give us something more. But right now it's still just very fluffy, and I don't hate the episodes. They're entertaining enough. This episode I liked. The humor value in this one was really funny. I enjoyed it. And I liked that it was showing that, like, the Asgardian elf doing the switching and changing, how like that affects like the rest of the world, that there's Asgardians, and then like the Megan Thee Stallion cameo and stuff like that. It's just funny. Like when I take myself out of like critical MCU, like, is this a really good show? Like, this is no Moon Knight, this is no WandaVision, it's no Loki. Now, am I enjoying it more than Falcon Winter Soldier? I am. Why? Because it's simply funny and it's doing its job. So once you take yourself out of like trying to find the serious in it, it's a much more enjoyable show.
Okay. I have an opposite, not really opposite opinion about this. I hate this show.
What?
So wait, yes, you do have an opposite opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I think to a certain extent, I don't mind it. I don't mind watching it because it doesn't take up a lot of my time because it's only 20 minutes an episode and there's 9 episodes. So we still got another 6 coming. I will have to say I don't think we need this show. I think you can introduce She-Hulk in a movie and she still be more effective than what it is. I feel like this was the best episode so far. I feel like you get in that field of her what she does best, and that is she is a lawyer and she's very good at what she does. And so my favorite part is Wong. He's the face of the MCU now, and I'm glad it's him that he's showing up in every single show, every single movie. And so
Do you feel like every time he shows up though, it's chaos? Like he's bringing chaos instead of like calm, like you'd see.
yeah, I do sense that. I sense a lot of jokiness as well. I feel like the MCU is I didn't find the humor in this that funny at all. I feel like they're going in the route of like being very goofy, and I feel like that's not the way it should be. There are jokes in there that wasn't that funny and unnecessary. I hated the Asgardian scene. I think it's stupid. It's that kind of comedy that I don't like. I don't know. Okay, this is a separate show, but I'll just give it. There is a show right now on HBO Max. It is great, and that is the House of Dragon. And I recently just watched this scene in the 3rd episode of the House of Dragon, where it's not that complicated to make. It's funny, but it's not where it's so goofy that you're like, oh, it's the queen and the princess, and there's a guy who's playing the guitar. The princess tell him keep playing, play it over, and the queen comes in and say you can leave, and the princess goes no, stay, and then the queen goes, as the queen's go, I'm the queen, you can leave, and the guy is standing there like, what do I do? Okay, the queen said I have to go. See ya, and that is funny with the MCU now, it's now what happened?
Well, maybe it's the way you described it. That
Yeah,
doesn't seem
you have
right.
to watch it. You have to watch it because I love that scene. It's funny, and it's not goofy funny. It's just you get the humor. I feel like the MCU is going towards that goofiness that I don't like, and I think
Yeah.
that scene was so dumb. I so dumb, and so but even though that scene was dumb, I still think this was the best episode, and I do agree with you to where that scene, even though it was dumb, it does play into the dynamic of that team that they're gonna be together as a lawyer, and so now the internet is blowing up with this what's her name, Megan, I don't know the girl's
It's Megan the Stallion.
yeah, guys, I'm 40 years old. I don't care about rap these days. They're not even rap anymore. They're just babbling on some stupid things. But my rap is Tupac, all that stuff. But so I'm not I don't know who this girl is. I don't care who she is. Apparently she's, she's very famous. She comes in and the post-credit scene, let's just say I can't believe that the MCU is going that type of humor and that
It's just some twerking Tom.
it's really okay. They're apparently now we're trying to attract people by having She-Hulk twerking. Guys, oh my gosh. I thought it was stupid. I don't everybody's talking about how funny that scene is. It's not funny at all. I mean, whatsoever. I have 2 girls, and I don't think I'm ever gonna be like I don't think I'm gonna have my girls watch that and be like, is that a good role model for girls to see as a watcher, as the TV watcher? Would you allow your 2 girls to watch that? Maybe when they're 18, maybe, but the little girls, I'm not gonna.
But I don't think this show's geared towards little girls.
I get that,
I don't think it's geared towards little kids at all.
but but you're okay for. I'm just saying, are you okay with women being okay with that?
Are you okay with
No,
Ragnarok when Thor was naked?
no, I'm not.
Okay,
Ragnarok
well,
or Love and Thunder.
Oh no, it's Love and Thunder.
No, I don't like that either. I'm on the side of if it's not okay for the girls to do it, and it shouldn't be okay for the guys to do it either. That's me.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
I agree with you. I just, for me, once again, I don't think this show, they're not trying, they're not, it's not geared towards little kids. Now, do I think that there's parents out there that let their kid, like when we went and we watched um Doctor Strange and there
Yeah,
was little kids in the theater, I was like, what are you guys doing? Like this was a very clearly going to be
yeah.
a scarier and a darker Marvel.
You
But
could have.
I think that that's not who Marvel is gearing towards. It's the parents' fault if they're letting their kids watch this. Now, once again, I don't think twerking's that big of a deal. Your girls are gonna see. I promise you, they're
And it's
probably already hearing
hearing
worse
it.
things at
Yes,
school. Like I just heard at my kids' elementary school words coming out of a little fifth grader's mouth that I was like shocked and horrified by. Now, do I remember being in fifth grade and hearing those words for the first time? Yeah, but kids are getting more and more desensitized. And do I think it's okay? No. But do I think
I
that
I
this
just want to
thing
keep.
is like a demoralizing for women? No, I don't.
I just feel like I want to keep their innocent, even the young men. Even the young men. Here's so the other day we were doing a young men's activity. These guys are what 12 through 15, 16, right? Like young men. For those who don't know what Young Men is, they're part of an organization in our church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the only true church, folks. Get that right. And
Okay.
I don't mind saying it. I've been saying it all years. But so I was talking to the guy, and we're doing a movie night, right? I know this is going on, but this is funny. You talk about like isn't geared towards kids, and I agree with you, it's not. But kids will watch them, and one of the kids that let's watch The Boys. What?
Yeah.
What?
You better not be.
I'm like, wait, and I asked this boy, you seen The Boys? I was like, yeah. Season 3 at 1, 2, 3, yeah, he's seen them all. So I was like,
but that's parenting. That's literally
that's
parenting.
I get it, but at the same time, kids will watch these things. It's not if even if it's parenting, you can do your best. They still find a way to, like you said, it's so easier for them to find these things these days. Anyways, I was just so dumbfounded and surprised that this kid who is I'm not gonna get probably like 14 years old, 13 years old, can see The Boys. And I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? And I was very dumbfounded. And I just want to keep their innocent. And I just don't like the fact that it's okay that if Hulk were to do that, I think I would have been okay with it either. But it's like people say, oh, guys just have their shirt off, it's okay. No, it's not. I think it's the same thing as women. If you're gonna scrutinize women, you have to scrutinize the men as well, in my opinion. And so anyways, I know that's just off topic, but I didn't like this episode. I like this episode because it's probably the best one of 3 so far. I'm not liking this show at all. I don't find it's not useful to the MCU. There's no point.
I did love the one scene with the text, like the tweeting. I mean, exhibiting how toxic
that was clever.
People can be with you regarding female superheroes.
Yeah,
I did like that because it is so true. If you look at any comment section on these things, and
I agree,
it's bad. So
even with the
that was clever.
Even with the Star Wars, remember the girl that played that Inquisitor, the black girl? She got hammered.
You had to make a statement. That's how it's pathetic. People are just so pathetic on the internet. Like,
I agreed.
It's just so sad that you can be that like hateful towards someone you don't even know, or like to situation or a completely fake character.
I agree.
They're not real people.
No,
like, calm down.
Like people who talks about the Lord of the Rings stuff, there's some stuff in there that doesn't make sense, and they're so nitpicky with certain things that happens, and I'm like, guys,
it can't be perfect.
It can't.
Are we transitioning?
Not yet. Not yet. We'll go there, folks. we sorry, it's supposed to be short, but I just had to get that out. I thought it was very important. I feel like I had to talk about it. But check it out. Check out yourself. Let me know if you guys still enjoy this series. At this point, I don't know if I want to watch it anymore, but I think I will just so that we can talk crap on it.
I'm not talking crap. This was the best episode by far.
I said the same thing, but I don't like the way that it's going. The show, it's just. I hope that it gets better. Maybe it'll turn it around for me.
I think it's supposed to be lighthearted. I don't think we're supposed to really get anything deep out of it. So that's where I'm keeping my mind when I watch it.
That's a good point. Maybe you know what? You know what? Aubrey, I think I need to take that advice because I need to do that because sometimes I just really hated the post credit scene. I think that's to me that's
See,
not
and
cool.
as I said, I keep forgetting to watch them.
Yeah. But everybody's in the internet say it's funny, it's cool. Why do people have a problem with it? Like, yeah,
I was reading crazy crap from, once again, the toxic people of Marvel fan base, and I like the people defending it were simply saying like, get over yourself. Like it was a 2 minute, not even a 2 minute scene. Like move on and just move on. But like, man, the uproar. It was either you loved it and thought it was funny, or this is the worst thing to happen to the MCU, and it's just
no.
Like, okay, it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. The worst thing that happened in the MCU was Winter Falcon and
That's
Winter
exactly
Soldier.
what I was just about to say. Winter Falcon or Winter Soldier Falcon. That was the worst thing that happened to me.
Yeah, that was the worst thing that happened. Anyways, folks, let us know what you think of the third episode. Sorry, I went into a little bit social justice rant about I have two girls. I gotta watch these things. I gotta watch out for these things, and especially now that I found out that 13-year-old boy can actually watch The Boys. It kind of scares me a little bit, So let us know what you think of episode 3. Are you enjoying it? Is this something you're gonna keep watching? I hate the length. I wish it was longer, to be honest, but whatever. It is what it is. Let's move on. Let's move on to what we're really here for, and that is we're gonna trash Lord of the Rings. No, just kidding.
Oh.
We're gonna talk about the first 2 episodes of The Rings of Power. Now, let's let a little bit of background. This is about what 200 years or 1,000? What is it? 1,000 years before the event of Lord of the Rings. In fact, the war where the war that was mentioned in the first one hasn't even began yet. So that's still coming. And we get all these new characters. No idea who they are.
Well, you at least know a little bit about
two of them is what's it called? Let me see. Sorry, I'm trying to.
Elrond and Galadriel.
Yeah, that's the only 2 that I know that's in this movie.
But Durin, they are mentioned in the Hobbit.
That's right, they are. Let's see. The Rings of Power. Let's see. Where do I want to start? Let's start with you guys. I want to know what you guys' thought on the first 2 episodes. You can go into details. You can tell me the things that you liked, the things that you didn't like, and then because it's not a perfect show so far, I can tell you that. But let us know. Well, what's your thoughts?
Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay, I'll go first. I liked it. Once again, I went in with, I was being very open-minded because of everything that I'd read and what the creators were saying about it. They should have just kept their mouth shut. Honestly, all their interviews did no favors for them because you got a lot of fans riled up over nothing. So far, everything. Very like, go. The most original line that I've ever seen all over social media, go woke, go broke. I could see that in any more comment sections, I'm gonna lose my freaking mind. Okay. Anyways, so the creators and writers, they came out, they did those interviews and pissed off a lot of fans because they somewhat trashed Tolkien in certain ways. not necessarily, but in a little bit of ways. And then just by saying that they were being more inclusive, and it's like, anyways, I could go on. But back to the show itself, had those interviews never come out, I would have had higher expectations for the show. Now, I went in being very mellow, like not knowing if I'm going to love it because of all the negativity that was surrounding with the fan base. And I enjoyed it. The first episode I thought was so good. It gave you enough that you wanted more. It ended and you were like, oh, I need more, So that's what I liked. It seems the big beef that the diehard book readers and diehard fans, their biggest issue is that Galadriel's storyline is completely different, apparently. I haven't read any of the other books, so I don't have anything to compare it to, except for what I read when I look up, like, okay, what is this? What is that? But, just, I guess, making Galadriel a warrior pissed off a lot of, like, men.
Well, I'm not well, okay, I'll get into that. Keep going.
So that's the one thing I guess you could, if you're like a diehard, you wanted this to be just like the books, but they can't. Tolkien's books are so in depth and so in detail that you were never gonna make the diehard book people happy. So I think that so far the take that they've gone with, I'm not mad about. There are some things that I'm like, oh, that's weird, or don't love that, but there's nothing that I can sit here and be like, hated that, hated this part. I really didn't. There's nothing I hated. So yeah, that's my take as someone who loves the Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson's. To me, there's nothing wrong. Not a single. You can critique it all you want, Tom, but there's nothing wrong with those movies, in my opinion.
There's 3 things I could pick out right now that's wrong with that movie.
We don't need to talk about it.
Actually, I am going to talk about it, because not in a negative way, but like I'll tell you. I'll talk about it. I'll tell you why.
Yeah. So, but the second episode was good too. I think I just liked the first episode more. I don't really know.
Interesting.
I just liked the first episode more. So
okay.
I'll let Darren speak now.
I concur. No, I mean, I agree with Aubrey. I was going in. I haven't read the books, the old ones, or the
Similarian. I can't even say it.
Whatever you say it. I haven't read any of that, and we were just going off of all the different trailers and things like that, and visually and the cinematography, however you say that word, sound like Tom right now.
You're wearing off on us.
It's sad, and you're an American.
Yeah.
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
The music and things like that, I thought it was awesome. The CGI looked really good throughout the whole thing.
Okay.
And all that. And just like Aubrey said, I was going in,
cautiously.
Well, Lord of the Rings, you got those fan base that are diehards. You got the Star Wars people that are diehards. When something gets tweaked, they freak out. End of the world. They can't. If you're going in there just open-minded and just there to be entertained, I mean, I was entertained throughout both episodes.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed it. I just read it today. I didn't realize, but supposedly this is supposed to be for 5 seasons. And I guess we'll see if it gets, if it does well. Who knows? But like Aubrey said, I really liked the first episode. It just introducing everybody and everything. Second episode was a little bit slower, but it did have some entertaining points as well. But
okay. I there is a lot of Aubrey doesn't want to look. There is a lot of expectation in this though, because I went in it with a huge expectation because they bought the rights to this dang show for 200 million just for the rights, and it's 51 million an episode. So you got to get your your bang for your bucks, right? So let me get this out of the way. The good. I didn't like the first episode as much as you did. I liked the second episode better because we get into the character of Glad. How do you say her name again?
Galadriel.
Yeah, like the struggle that she has and all that. I like that. I like that in her struggle within herself, trying to find herself in the world and trying to follow her brother. And I love the fact that one scene where her brother was talking to her, you see her talking, and he whispered. And I'm glad they didn't reveal that until the second episode what he actually said, and it came and connected to each other. That's why she jumped off the ship. I thought that scene was really cool. I like it's like, how do I say this? We know the world that it is in. Dude, let me ask you guys this question. Does it feel tokenism to you?
I think it does to a point. We have to remember, like, it's not the exact same way.
Okay. And that's the part where I agree with you.
The beginning. It's like the baby version of
baby version. We don't even have hobbits yet. What do they call them?
Harfoots.
Harfoots. There you go. And I like the tone. Visually, it is spectacular. It is beautiful. The way they shot it, everything, the CGI, it better be $51 million an episode. Different characters. I like. There are too many introduced at the same time. I like you jump a lot in this last two episode. I think they should have. I'm not the director. I'm just going about what I would have liked. I would have liked to stick maybe two story and then maybe connect that other story, other character in a different episode. If you guys ever watched Breaking Bad, there are times when you go through certain character and then it stops. Then they do like a flashback of a different character but the same timeline, and you introduce that character. I thought they would have done that. If they would have went that route, it would have been better. Now let me get this out the way for those those so-called Tolkien purists, Lord of the Rings purists that have an issue with some of the character in this show. I do agree though that if you're gonna keep it tokenism, it should go with what the book says. You know what I mean? Like, but there are things that they changed in there that people don't like. For instance, the relationship with the elves and the mortal girl. I don't know their name. You know what I'm talking about? When the dude, yeah, but when they found out what's been digging underneath of them, those two characters, yeah, everybody's giving so much crap about that. And they're saying this is not tokenism. You guys are not following the rule of the books. Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson isn't perfect either, guys. There's some stuff in it that he changed. Yeah, there's I can point out 3 things in there that he didn't follow the books, but you guys were okay with that. Why aren't you guys okay with this character? I get it. He's not the same color skin as what the book has.
Yeah.
And that's okay because it's the character. Yeah. There are things in the Lord of the Rings that you guys know that Peter Jackson changed completely to what the books has. Frodo, the personality of Frodo is not the same. The trees, they weren't like that. They didn't move the way Peter Jackson portrayed the tree to be, but he felt that it was to the tone of what the movie is. And so sometimes we don't get those purists from the book, and that's okay. Like people who are like on the internet, like just basically ripping this show on because it's woke, like you said, Aubrey, like this is dumb. You guys aren't sticking with tokenism. I'm like, guys, enjoy the show. It's only 2 episodes. Why are you guys going to let it ride out? Maybe you'll like the character later on.
Is all these people bashing? They're still going to watch each.
Yeah, because they want to.
Well, yeah, they're bashing and they're saying no, thank you, not watching, won't do it. But it got the biggest freaking viewing. Yeah. So they're liars. They're watching. So
I have a guy on my Facebook. He said I posted something. Oh, that's cool that you can, when it first came out, you can watch it in the theater, through episode in the theater. I was like, that's so cool. I want to go do it. And I posted, oh, that's very, that's very smart or something to that tune. Here, I'll actually, I'm gonna pull it up because I'm not a big fan of this guy. No, I'm not a big fan of him, but he says stupid things without realizing what he says. So
One of your subscribers, Tom.
he's not. I already know he's not. Where the heck did it go? Sorry, folks. I'm trying to find it. No, it's not in here. Anyways, so he said, "Oh, they're just trying to make more money because they know the show's gonna suck." And I mentioned to him, Game of Thrones did the same thing, and they made a lot of money.
Yeah.
And how do you know the show suck? You haven't seen it. You don't know there's and he's like, he hates on Star Wars, the new, which I don't blame him. There's some of them aren't the best, but you can't tell me Rogue One is great. You can't tell me, give me a break. I'm excited for Andor, by the way. That looks exciting.
I'm really excited.
So
I'm sad that they're not giving it more hype.
They will once She-Hulk is done. They will. And so, anyways, what's up?
Doesn't it come out this weekend?
Pretty quick.
No, I thought it comes out the end of September.
I think it's end of September.
Anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm not sure I don't really know how I feel about this yet. The show itself, the music doesn't seem like it's tokenism. Doesn't seem like the movie. Maybe because I'm used to,
Howard Shore.
I get it, but it just doesn't have the same feel as the movies.
Disagree.
Okay, but I just don't. I'm like sitting there, it's like, I don't like the music. But
okay, then.
I'm just, he wants my opinion. I'm saying it.
No, that's fine. I think the show so far is great. It's going in the right direction. I just wish they would just hold on to different storyline at the same time. Give us some just two to be able to enjoy.
Yeah, if you get too many storylines going, then when it jumps to one storyline and it's kind of a more boring storyline, you want to get past that end.
Yeah.
You want to get to the better
I
stuff.
can agree with that. I can say like the Harfa and the wizard, which I assume is going to be a wizard. That storyline, I'm kind of like, okay, can we move on?
He's the Gandalf of that time, I believe, that he's going to become.
Well, there was 5 wizards that got. I know, once again, they could be changing, but I did read because I was confused. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be one of the first wizards, So I read and looked, and there was 5 wizards that were sent down, and so essentially, this is not going to be Gandalf because I don't think they're allowed to use the character Gandalf, and it's not going to be Saruman either. Nope. So it could be one of the other 2 blue wizards that Gandalf says he couldn't remember their names, in the Tolkien ones. So it's just interesting to see where they're taking it. It's just a little slow for me, and I'm kind of like, why can't he talk?
Because he just fell out of the sky.
But that's the issue, is that it doesn't seem like a long time, but because you have so many different story going, you're like, oh, he's still not talking. What's taking? But it's a shorter time,
like 24 hours.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, but that's my point. It's like you get like this, disconnected with the character. You're like, oh, I don't care about this right now. Like
it's doing like a backwards thing where like before in like Lord of the Rings, they start out as the Fellowship, and then they all divide, and then there's a bunch of storylines. Now it's like backwards. It's going to be like, there's going to be a bunch of storylines, and then they're all going to become a Fellowship almost.
To me though, like, hats off to directors, storytellers, and all that. But to drag out a storyline, if they get to 5 seasons, that would be very hard to do, to make it flow correctly and to.
I think they have a lot to work with, though.
They do have a lot of source material
to work with, and like as Tom said, that very first war in the Lord of the Rings hasn't even happened yet.
True, but I mean I haven't read the book, but like the storyline of, say, like the elf and the girl and the hobbits, I'm just going to call them hobbits, like those ones,
Harfoots.
but then even in those old books, We don't know. I haven't read the books.
Well, I'm sure you could Google and find
Yeah.
out.
So I'm just saying, like, to come
Well,
up
no, there's
with.
lots of. Yeah, I guess I get what you're saying. Where you're saying like these characters themselves don't have a storyline.
Yeah.
they need to
What's
fulfill, and
going
they
to
need
be their
follow.
purpose during
So
this?
for instance, I love what's the guy's name? The main guy, Agent Smith character.
Elrond.
Oh.
I like his character, and I like that he has that relationship with what's his name, the
Dwarf.
dwarf. What's the dwarf's name?
Aaron.
Yeah, guys, I'm not gonna know names, so don't even. I'm just gonna say that guy and that guy. So get over it.
People were getting pissed off because
She didn't have a beard. The wife didn't have a beard.
not
Okay,
only that.
I did say that. I did say they could at least give her like a little goatee.
But not only
still-
that, but they were mad because that's not what Elrond was supposed to look like. And I'm like, you can't change the character, or you. I mean,
he is a
could.
little short.
Yeah, he's a little short. That scene when they got together and they have that friendship. This is where I feel like the director should have a flashback or some type of thing to establish that friendship, because I didn't buy it until the wife comes into play and then they interact with each other. Then I'm like, okay, I believe that the true friends, but a little flashback or something to establish that friendship.
Yeah, I agree.
I like flashbacks in series and movies. I like when they, and
Well, I mean, gosh, they have plenty of time to character build.
They do. That's why
skip over it is kind of like, oh, come on, you could have given us something more.
That's why right now, if I have to pick between House of Dragon or the Power of the Rings or the Rings of Power, House of Dragon is awesome right now. You guys should watch it.
Comparing.
I feel like you can't really compare them though. They're not.
But that's what they're comparing. They're
comparing them
because it came out at the same time.
And so and it's similar to a sense of the tone. It's slow, methodical, and it's like like knights and round, all that stuff.
But you know what though? Isn't that author still alive?
Yeah.
Okay, so they have the author to help them. So we have to.
He wrote the book. They have a book that I don't think they're asking him to help. Well, I'm pretty sure they are.
He for sure is on
he's getting
set,
some money.
and he's for sure
because
consulting.
Yeah,
they're consulting him. But they don't have Tolkien to consult. They only have his family who had the rights to it. That's it. You know what I mean? So, and then at the same time, like I really despise when people, because something's fantasy and something has dragons in it, we're automatically like comparing them. There's nothing comparable with these two.
It's not that how do I say it? It's more of like, if you were to watch these two movies or these two shows, I'm going off of like tone, writing, directing, all that stuff. I'm not going by they have dragons, this guy's have wizard. I'm not talking about that.
Part personally, I really hope Amazon doesn't go the route of HBO.
Well, no. Here's the thing.
Because like Amazon has plenty of sexual shows like The Boys. It just doesn't need to go there with Middle Earth. I think if they did that, they would really cross a Tolkien line that he would not be okay.
But here's the thing, though. You guys ever seen Game of Thrones? No. Game of Thrones, first season, right off the bat, first 1, 2, 3, 4 episode, sexualized. There's a lot of stuff in there. House of Dragon has one scene, and that's it. So they're not going that route of what everybody thinks is like, all you watch is this, all naked girls and this and this. No, there's none of that. This is all based on character development and the tension that the writers can give you without even having a battle scene. Now, this last episode does have a battle scene, but the politics, the Game of Thrones in this one is amazing. And
they're probably doing that because they're like, you know what? We screwed up on the last season of Game of Thrones.
They did.
Let's make this even better.
And it is. Look.
But do you feel like it also has like Lord of the Rings doesn't have that established expectation? No. these creators.
Oh, okay.
These creators are the ones doing this one, correct?
I believe so.
Okay, so you've got 20 something years in between Lord of the Rings and the Rings of Power. You have none of the same people working on it, except for literally the two things that I saw that were the same is Weta Workshop did the designing of the costuming and stuff, who did it for Lord of the Rings, and then Howard Shore,
which looked great, by the way. I love the costume and all stuff.
The elf that everyone's mad about. Gosh, I wish I could remember his name. Their armor is beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's just Weta Workshop. Jared and I got to go down there, and when we were in New Zealand, and we walked through their like studio rooms and stuff. Oh my gosh, like the most talented people are working there. It's absolutely amazing. So I was so glad that they get to continue on like this journey that made them like really big in the first place.
Yeah, they should have had in this series at least have someone that knew the tone or a little bit of how it kind of should have went. Like they should have had Peter Jackson as a consultant. Like
they wanted nothing to do with him.
Yeah,
I know, but like at least somebody that has worked. I mean, the creators probably have read the books and blah blah blah, but maybe not. Maybe they're just going off of.
No, they had to read the book to go.
They probably went off Wikipedia.
They had to read the book to be part of this.
That was probably the best decision that they made, though, is to continue working with Weta Workshop because, well, A, it would have been stupid not to. They're absolutely amazing. But B is because at least that's a continuance. That's something that feels Middle Earth. It feels like you're like, I don't know. They look right. Even like the characters that you're like, okay, we need to make like the hobbits versus the Harfoots, you know, like they needed to be slightly different in look and where they were living and things like that. But it had to be able, you had to register that, hey, these are going to become the hobbits who live in holes and things like, and so like the way that they love the food and comfort and closeness of each other, that was like very important to see. So I think they're doing a lot of things right. I really don't have very
people
many.
They just may give it a chance. Just give it a chance, I guess.
Yeah.
But you got the diehards.
Yeah, because they're not okay with skin color, but they'll to change that. But they'll okay with changing personality and character traits from the Lord of the Rings. It's ridiculous. These people are so dumb. Yeah, I'm talking to you, piece of crap. Get over it. Anyways, first 2 episodes. It's in the books. I'm enjoying it. I'm back in the world of the rings. And I thought it was cool that they showed Sauron right off the bat. Him, and I thought that was pretty cool the way he looks. And so my only issue is, since I've never read the book, when are they gonna start? Like, there's certain things in shows like, okay, first 3 episodes, first one is world building. Second is more like character development, trying to introduce everybody in. Third is when you get going. Okay, this is the plot, and you need to keep going. And so hopefully, the 3rd episode we'll figure out what direction is this show going to go. Because right now, it gives us a glimpse of different. I guess there's people digging holes now. Trolls,
orcs.
Orcs. Yeah. Anyway, they look awesome. They look awesome.
They definitely look like they've been living underground for years. They almost had like a naked mole rat look.
Yeah,
like people haven't seen the sun. I was real.
I like that.
It was scary. Yeah, it was good.
I like it when that girl chopped out the head, the orc's head, and then took it to I thought that was badass. Yeah. Anyways, let us know what you think of the first 2 episodes of the Power or the Rings of Power. I'm going to be calling it the Powers of Rings, back and forth. It's okay. And so, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with some of our takes? Do you think that they should have kept it with two storylines, or you're okay with jumping up back and forth with all these thousands of storylines? At least it seems like it was 1,000 of them. But anyways, comment down below. Let us know what you think. Until next time, be kind.